well, you got to realize, like, I'm miserable. You get one life.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah.
I know that's the biggest cliche thing, but
No,
the people
it's cliche and it makes you think, oh, well, you're just getting old. Well, when you get to a certain age, it hits people at whether 22, 25, 30.
Yep.
Like, I think it's just an eye opener of like, no, like, you know, I want to stop living this way.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Tim's Bros Podcast, the number one trending podcast in the world. Check the stats. It's a fact.
Or
Couldn't see you pointing at me.
Well, open your eyes, dog.
God, for real. Let's try it again. Try it again.
All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Tim's Bros Podcast, the number one trending podcast in the world. Check the stats. It's a fact.
Or don't. It's up to you, but you're gonna wanna.
I don't know. I didn't like the. No, he seems asleep.
I tried it.
Or don't.
Yeah.
You know or don't.
Okay, yeah, let them.
Look, she whipped it.
Yeah, let them.
Or
Okay.
don't.
He's still not
Please
getting
do.
it.
You're not getting it, bro.
Oh, my gosh.
All right.
Yeah, no. Yeah, he's fired from ever doing that ever again.
Yes.
Thank you guys so much for watching, tuning in, and subscribe. And make sure you hit that like button and make sure to hit that notification bell. That way, every time a episode drops, you will be notified. Make sure to follow us at Tim's Bros Podcast on Instagram. We are going to have a poll coming up very soon.
Yes,
all right,
yes.
we're going to be asking you guys a couple of questions. Also, down in the comment section below, you guys already know it's out of control, but you guys get down in there. We want to know, what kind of content do you guys want us to create? What do you guys like to hear? The year's wrapping up, so the new year's coming in, and we want to hear from you guys. What has been your favorite episode so far? Do you like when we bring guests on? Do you not like?
I think they want to see a fight.
They want to definitely want to see a
fight.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
So they want to see something happen. But yeah, you guys let us know down below what content that you guys like for us to create. Also, we're trying to figure out whether we do every week we drop an episode or every other week, just to give us time to really hype up episodes and just give quality content out for you guys. So once again, you guys stay tuned on our Instagram, and also make sure to go to our website at timbromusic.com, scroll down and find the merch.
Get the
Make
merch.
sure
White,
and go
black, and
Blue, teal.
Man, this guy's like off today.
Oh yeah, it's teal. Yeah, I was like, am I wearing did I remember what shirt I'm wearing? Yeah, okay, it's teal.
No, but you're not
Teal.
wearing merch is what you're wearing.
Yeah, I gotta buy the white one. I got the black one, but I wore it, last time. I'm trying to get.
You're gonna get
one.
ripped in the comment section, by
Yeah.
the way. For
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
It's like, by the way, George isn't wearing the merch. Does he even support him? Like, I'm here. What you mean?
Yeah, he's here, but he's
He's not here.
Okay,
apparently.
but yeah, I gotta get the white one.
Yeah,
because that one's fire.
Yeah, for sure.
The one with the. Are you wearing it right now?
I'm wearing it right now. Yeah.
Well, open your eyes and you'll see.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'm
I
wearing
think
the
you
white
should-
merch
with
right
the
now. What do you
back.
mean?
I like the
Oh,
back.
the back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my favorite part.
Yeah,
too.
that one's dope.
That's my
Yeah.
favorite part.
That was fire.
But yeah, no, you guys make sure to go get the merch. And once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. And yeah, let's get this episode pretty much going, man.
Let's
So,
do it.
Yeah. But I do think one of the most controversial things, I think this is the weirdest thing too. And I always see this with like, I don't know, man. It's more people that are a little bit more on the liberal side, I feel like, or maybe it's just young people. But I'll be like, yo, we live in the greatest country of all time. And they're like, well, I don't know about that. There's like Switzerland and like, there's Sweden. And I'm like, bro, we don't live in those countries, right?
Number one, you never been there.
Yeah, number one, you don't know what it's like to be there, okay? You have the experience of the United States, and I know a lot of people, that's probably, it's a topic for another day, right? Like, is America racist, or is America this way or that way? One of the things I can say that we've built is, wow, my nose is like really itchy. Sorry.
You get it? You get it?
Yeah, no,
Okay,
I'm good.
Okay.
But is that we live in the land of opportunity, right?
Oh,
so
yeah,
we have a lot of people, and I'm pretty sure you guys know of a lot of people that come from across the border. They overstay their visas, or they come here through like what we call a coyote, right? Or like is that just coyote in English?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
we
so
don't
weird.
make no sense.
That's
in
so
English.
weird. Yeah, it
Yeah,
makes no sense. Like
Just waiting on the coyote.
Yeah. And you have a lot of people that come from once again Mexico or overstayed visas, which is a primary. That's one of the main reasons how people immigrate here illegally. But what I want to say with that, and we're not talking about illegal immigration or anything like that, but we're more talking about
that is all George. So if any of you guys have any questions outside this podcast, you can DM George. He is a professional in that area. So you're going to see a link in the description below.
I am a coyote.
I don't know about that.
4,000 a head, boy.
Yeah, golly.
We bring you in. I'll pick you up at Walmart.
I'm picking.
Oh my god!
I mean,
oh yeah,
golly.
I was too specific.
Yeah, I know, right? But anyways, we're obviously not talking about that today, but we are talking about once again entrepreneurship and how that ties in hand to hand, which we live in. Once again, we live in America, which is, in my opinion, the greatest country of all time, especially because you can literally, the American dream, you can make anything happen. For instance, I go get a haircut. I go talk to a guy from
What's the American dream to you?
To dive into what I was about to say was a lot of people will ask me, well, what do you do? What do you do for work? And it's the craziest thing when I literally tell them I do music. Yeah. And they look at me like,
oh, you're a DJ?
What? Yeah. Whoa, man. So you
so you do like
hit the beat.
That's what you do. And I'm like, no, man. No. I mean, I produce records for a living. They're like, what does that mean? And I have to explain my job. And they're like, wow, you make money doing that? That's right. And I'm like, guys, you got to understand, like, if you can make a brand, you can make a company, or you can make or an invention or whatever, something that the consumers
we
want to buy.
We talked about this in one of the previous episodes where I don't know if you saw, David commented where the Vaseline for the balls.
Oh, okay, yes.
I think he said so. Correct me if I'm wrong, David, but so that the ball doesn't really spin too much.
It dry. Right. Yeah, exactly. That's so. Exactly. And the guy's like, literally, it's Vaseline, and I'm a multi-millionaire because of it. So for me, the biggest thing, I'm like, okay, well, I tell them, I'm like, okay, I own a business, and this is what I do. And they're like, oh, so your wife must work, right? And I'm like, no, she actually works for me. She works with me in the business, and she manages the company. And that's my only income. And they're like, wait, so you don't work for like a church or something like that's your I'm like, no, I literally, this is what I do.
It's hard to understand.
It's hard to understand because a lot of people, either people in the church, they're like, okay, you have to work for a church, or you have to do it. And then other people outside of the church, like a normal guy off the street, is like, wait, so you make music in the Hispanic industry and in the Hispanic Christian industry, like how in the world? And I get that all the time. And I'm like, look, that's the greatest thing. I had a conversation actually with one of my buddies. We were talking about it. He used to live in Spain, and he's like, the music scene over there is terrible. Like, if you want to be a producer or mixing engineer, you will not make it out there. And I hear that from a lot of people in a lot of different countries. They're like, entrepreneurship isn't really promoted. It's not really a big thing anywhere, and even here in the United States, think about it. You go to school and you don't learn how to manage your money. You don't understand how to invest your money. They don't teach you how to start a company. They teach you how to become a robot and be obedient and live in a society where it's like, I work for somebody else. I guarantee you there's somebody listening right now that absolutely hates their job or wish that they were doing something else. But the thing is they take no initiative to actually get out of their comfort zone and do what they're called to do, or do what they should be doing. Because once again, if I told you that I literally make pretty much what I was making at my regular job, I make now yearly. I create my own paycheck doing music. Most people are like, "There's no way, bro. There's no." And there is a way. I do it. I live it. And it's crazy to think, because I was in that mentality of like, you go to school, you graduate, you go to college, you have a major, and then outside of that major, you go into that field and
find a cubicle.
And it's a crazy thing is actually, if you go around, there was this YouTube video that I was watching where this guy was going around and asking everybody, what did you major in? And they told him what they majored in. And they're like, okay, what do you do now? Complete opposite.
Yeah.
Total opposite, bro. People are getting degrees and stuff that they're not even going and applying. So you're in debt, you're young, you're dumb. You don't know how to save your money or put your money into certain investments. You don't know any of this, and it's like, so what are you're set up for failure. And that's why a lot of kids, they end up failing and don't doing what they want to do. They fall into a system, and then they hate their lives at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And for me, it's funny because I lived in that system. Every day I woke up and I was doing a job for somebody else's dream. And one of the things I actually heard in a preaching, which was funny, they were like, it was actually my dad. He's like, you're literally dying, doing overtime. You're doing everything that you possibly can for your job. And the day that you die, somebody will replace you the next day.
Yeah.
And they don't think about it. They're not like, oh man, poor Tim. You know what? Let's not hire anybody for that position. That's it. We're going to retire that
Tim
position.
was the last one,
Yeah, Tim was the last. No, they're like, oh man, sorry, he died. Next.
Yeah.
And when I realized that, I'm like, I'm working for somebody else's dream. I would rather have less, but live more. And that's the biggest thing that a lot of people don't want to do. They want to live more. Well, living more sometimes, and what I mean by that is like materialistic wise. That means you have to do more for somebody else in order to obtain it, to have it. And now I'm not talking about. What I'm trying to talk about is like where I'm at in my life, right? I'm not a multimillionaire entrepreneur. There's definitely guys that are in that lane.
Yeah,
I'm talking about the entrepreneurs that are just starting out. Like I consider myself starting out. I've been doing it. What has it been? 3 years? About 3 years. We've been going full time. We'll be going up on our 4th year, and so I'm very new and whatnot. But I create my paycheck. And once again, I don't live large.
Let me cut you off and ask you this. So 3 years, because that is still fresh, you know?
Yeah,
there's
absolutely.
people that have been doing it for like a month. In whatever area, whatever field you're in, obviously.
Yeah.
But what made you, or who made you, or who gave you a taste, or who put into you like, hey, you need to stop doing this and do this? Because I know you just didn't, unless you just woke up one morning and was like, oh,
okay. Okay.
You did, right?
Yeah, I kind of did.
Yeah.
I kind of did, but I get where you're coming from. Somebody who like really instilled it was my buddy Jose.
Okay.
Shout out to Jose Olida, and he is an entrepreneur himself, and he actually opened my eyes to entrepreneurship and how to create your own paycheck and how to
the eyes of my heart,
right.
Jose.
Yeah. And he like really opened my eyes to how to build a brand, how to build a company, how to run that brand, run that company. So he really kind of opened my eyes to like believing in myself that I could do it. Another person, I don't know him personally, but I would watch a lot of his videos, was Gary Vee. I would watch a lot of his stuff. And so, but yeah, one day I woke up and I said, you know what? Like at that point I was making 6 figures. Dude, I was making really good money, but I was so unhappy. I was waking up for somebody else's dream, working for what they wanted. And man, I was miserable. Mondays felt like Mondays. Fridays felt like Fridays, you know, and I don't know what that feels like now. I love it because Mondays feel like Fridays, Fridays feel like Saturdays, Saturdays feel like Wednesdays, Tuesdays feel like, you know, all my days feel the same.
And it's one of the greatest feelings, bro.
And that is the greatest feeling whenever you can literally wake up and be like, I don't even know what day it is, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
Versus like, oh, it's Monday, godly. And I'm like, I feel sad for people that literally they'll put on their Instagrams, they'll put on their Facebooks, they'll put on, you know, whatever social media platform they're on, and they're like, oh, it's Monday. God, I can't wait for Friday. Oh, Wednesday, hump day. Thursday, almost Friday. And I'm like, that's not a way to live.
That's a horrible way to live, yeah.
Yeah, because, for instance, you can go to China and in a communist country, and they will tell you what you're going to do every day. And there is no option outside of that. You know, you go to all these other places, go to Cuba. You know, people see Cuba. It's the craziest thing. People see Cuba, and they think like, oh, it's so amazing, and it's awesome, and it's like this and that. If you talk to people that are actually from Cuba or you go to Cuba, it's the worst place.
Yeah.
Amazing people, worst place to live in. Why? Because literally you can't even go to the store and buy toilet paper. You can't go and buy whatever you want to buy. I mean, it's a terrible place to live. Your dreams can't come true. So you ask what the American dream is. You come to America, you can literally be whatever you want to be. So going back to the illegal immigration thing, I know a lot of people that are here illegally. They own their own companies. Okay, think about it this way. Yeah, they might be doing, foundation or roofing or whatever.
Yeah.
But they literally create their own paychecks. They drive some of the nicest cars, some of the nicest houses, and they're living more of the American dream than Americans are living the American dreams. And that's sad. You have people that are born here and they complain, and they're like, oh, I'm corporate America, this and that, and blah, blah, blah. And they're not doing what they want to do. And I know a guy who doesn't live very far from here, who goes to my church, who's illegal, but he literally has I don't even know how many cars, bro. I mean, he has like 5 or 6 paid off for, brand spanking new, has a house, not living super large, but the dude is making guap.
Yeah.
And he's making more out of the American dream than people that have documentation. But that's the problem is there's people that are more on the grind.
Yeah.
And people ask all the time, well, what does it take? It takes grind, man. You got to work like your mama's not going to eat. Yeah. You work like that, you can literally do whatever your heart desires. You know, like Dino, like he wants to have a mixing company or like production company or whatever you want to get into and be self-sustaining in music and stuff. And I tell him like that's possible. You just have to grind it out. You're going to have some crappy years. You're going to have years that you are just absolutely miserable. And you're like, man, why am I doing this? And yeah, you might question yourself. You might get a little like, down on yourself. And you might say like, I don't know if this is even possible. But the thing is it is possible.
Yeah.
It is possible. You know, we get preached all the time in church that anything's possible with God. And that is a very true statement. That is a very true statement. But this is the problem where even with Christians in the church, where they get this wrong, they think, well, God's going to do it all for me.
Yeah, let me sit back.
I'm going to sit back. I'm just going to chill. I'm just going to sit here, and God's going to provide it for me. Dude, bro, it does not work that way at all.
You got to get off your butt and still...
It's a relationship. Yeah, it's a relationship. Like, it's very much like, okay, I needed, God's going to provide, but I have to, put in my 50%. Well, it's the same thing with entrepreneurship. Like, you don't put in your 50%, don't expect the other 50% to come back to you. You know what I mean? You're putting in 10%, 5%. You're not grinding as much as the next person. And these guys, like I said, there's people that are crossing the border or they're overstaying their visas and they're doing way more than people that are, that have both arms and both legs. You know what I mean? And
it's just a lazy generation, though.
It's a very lazy generation.
It's a lazy generation.
Oh, man.
Which, again, it's not. But I think everyone, and you mentioned it a while back, like you have to realize, I think you said, you have to see it and you have to like realize, hey, I'm lazy and something needs to change.
You have to, man. You have to, because if you just sit there and you're 9 to 5 and you're sitting at your desk and you're like, man, I'm miserable. Well, you got to realize, like, I'm miserable. You get one life, literally.
Yeah.
I know that's the biggest cliche thing, but
no,
the people
it's cliche and it makes you think, oh, well, you're just getting old. Well, when you get to a certain age, it hits people at whether 22, 25, 30. Like, I think it's just an eye opener of like, no, like, I want to stop living this way.
Yeah, I've heard people say this all the time. Young people think that they're invincible.
Yeah.
You're 16 years old, 18 years old. You don't think you're going to die.
Yeah.
Even at 20, you're like, dude, I got 60 more years, 70 more years. And the reality is the grave, you go to a graveyard, it's not just 80, 90-year-old people.
Yeah.
There's babies, there's kids.
Yeah.
Your life could end any second. The thing is that we think life is something that literally is given to us and it lasts forever, and it doesn't. And so for me, once again, I would much, much, much rather live in an older house, have a little bit older cars, not have as much stuff, but be able to wake up every morning being my own boss and doing what I love to do, than the opposite. Yeah. Have nice cars, nice houses.
But that's the problem, is not everyone can see it that way. People want the flashy cars. And again, there's nothing wrong with flashy cars, and there's nothing wrong with J's on your feet. There's nothing. But when that's your priority and you're struggling to eat, but you rather prioritize a pair of shoes or a handbag over your future, you're going to have to realize that for yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like as far as for myself, because I think out of us three, I'm the only one that is in the corporate world as far as, because Dino's, you guys are doing music now. So me, I have a 9 to 5. Yeah. So I'm the 9 to 5 guy between us. But
nothing
for me, like, I see
that.
it all the time. Like you're saying about people coming in, it's Monday and then TGIF and we get paid tomorrow, But for me, I think the only thing that keeps me going is going like, this is not the end for me.
Yeah.
Like because I actually got a better job offer, which is, it's just like I got
another podcast reached out to me. This is last day.
What are they paying you there? I said $5. They said, no, we'll give you $6 a month.
Make it 5:50 and I'm there.
Yeah, I'm right. Hey Tim, can't do it no more, bro. But I got a better job offer and stuff. But I was telling my girlfriend, I said I need to.
Oh, you're still with your girl, bro?
Yeah.
Episode, she get rid of you.
Episode didn't do nothing, boy. She loves me, or she didn't see it. One of the two, I don't know.
Yeah,
But,
God.
I'm not gonna hear you talking about another woman.
You can get her a shirt for Christmas. You know what I'm saying?
babe,
Yeah.
Well, get yourself some merch first.
Yeah.
I talked about another woman, babe. I'm sorry. But I see it and I'm like, man, like that is. So I have a thing where I tell people like, man, dude, you start Monday and then you go home and people drink and they go, well, I'm drinking because I got done with Monday.
Yeah.
Tuesday, maybe they don't drink because it's just a Tuesday, but Wednesday you go home, you drink because it's Wednesday, it's hump day, we got there.
Yeah.
Thursday they started calling it Baby Friday, so I drink because it's almost Friday.
Friday.
Friday, I drink because it's the end of the week, and then Saturday I'm like, but.
He's all explaining himself. I'm
drunk right now. No drinking here.
Wow, we're gonna definitely keep that clip right there.
You just exposed yourself.
Yes.
Yeah. So for me, the thing that I'm thinking about now is I go okay, well, at this better job. One of the things that I heard an entrepreneur and a millionaire say, he said, poor people, they watch their money go and they wonder where it's going. Rich people, they watch their money go, but they're telling it where to go.
Exactly.
Come on.
And for me, I've told Andrea this, and I said, it doesn't matter if I'm going to be getting a raise. If I get a raise and I'm making more money, but I don't know what to do with it, so for me, even in an entrepreneur side, if you are an entrepreneur or you want to start being one, but right now you don't know what to do with the $10 an hour that you're making now.
Yep.
You should probably get that in line first, because Dino knows I've made $10 an hour because he was my boss.
We've
before,
had this conversation early on in our lives.
Yeah, and it was very for me. I've told Andrea my idea right now of being where I want to be is going. Hey, let's go out to get something to eat anytime. Hey, let's go get something to eat. I got you, bro. Like I'll pay for you. Don't worry about it. Or a family member says, "Hey, we're gonna have a party." Okay, I'm there, and I'm gonna go with a gift. Like for me right now, that's my biggest thing is going. Once I can get myself financially in that area where I'm comfortable to be like, okay, let me spend $50, $60. It's not a problem. Let me spend $100. And for me, that's where my job comes in, is just preparing me to know, okay, if I do start an entrepreneur thing, I honestly, for me, working my 9 to 5, I don't mind. Like, I'm that type of person. I'm not very, like, I gotta be my own boss.
Right.
And
that's okay.
Nothing against that, like you were saying.
Right,
Some people are like that.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think, for me, understanding that, what am I going to do? Because now I'm more like, okay, if I do get a bonus at work, if I do make such and such, if I do save up this amount, like, what do I do with that?
Yeah.
My extra, my savings. Am I going to invest it, or am I going to be like, ooh, like, let me buy this and let me get this, and because that's what's important to me right now is understanding, like, I want to be in a position in 5 years that even if I'm working a 9 to 5, I don't even need it. Like, I'm just chilling. Like, this is just because I enjoy what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to go with that mindset. Like, your decisions now are going to affect 5 years from now.
Yeah.
And especially with money,
to.
because it's an everyday need. You need money.
Yeah.
But
to live.
if you're getting paid $10 an hour and you're irresponsible with that money, and if you think that getting $17 an hour, no, because we've both been in that position.
Mm-hmm.
We mentioned we used to work together. We've had our pay raises, we had everything, but if you, like I said, if you can't manage 10, you're really not going to manage 18.
Yeah, and that's the one thing that I had to learn, because I was terrible with managing my money. Really, really bad. Karla will tell you. I mean, we struggled.
She's really. Her eyes got big. I wish I had a camera.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm telling you. I was really bad, because my thing was, I would make $10 and spend $9. And once again, it's the okay, cool. I'm gonna get instant gratification. I'm gonna get something that I want.
Might look cool.
Whatever, but it wasn't setting me up for my future. So I wasted a lot of years. I mean, a lot of years. I should have been doing what I'm doing now back when I was 24.
Okay, let me
25.
ask you this. So how have your priorities changed since, like, you first started?
What do you mean?
Like, in the sense of when you, or to sum it up, I guess, to simplify it, what would you change now? Like, what would you do different starting off? Like you said, you've been in it for 3 years doing what you do. Yep. 3 years ago, what would you do different if you had a chance to take it back?
No, I think I did it right.
Okay.
I think my first year I grinded I mean, I didn't play video games. I didn't do anything extra. We didn't go out to eat.
You mentioned the sandwiches every day.
Dude. Yeah, I was making. I mean,
is that all you remember?
Yeah, that's the only thing.
That's what people say. I was gonna say ramen, but he didn't say ramen.
No. I mean,
Tim, have you ever ate ramen like just totally different, like prison style?
Yeah.
Open up the ramen and you just pour. No,
bro.
Never. What?
No.
Okay. All right. Never mind. Carry on. Carry on.
But no, I mean, our first year, Karla won't let me lie. Yeah, our first year we made $17,000 the whole year with the son. And we put, and people are like, well, how did you live? Well, we paid the essential bills with the money that we made. And then with credit cards, I mean, we were buying food with credit cards. And I don't mean like going out to eat. I mean, we were going to the grocery store.
Yeah.
So you're putting interest on your groceries. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You see, and so literally we had to do that. And my second year, we were having to we were making more money. So we were paying off the debt and paying our bills at the same time. So our second year wasn't very profitable. It was better. It was much better. I mean, it was almost double to triple the salary that I made the first year.
Yeah.
But we were paying off a lot of stuff. So, but what I had to do was live very small. Yeah. I mean, we were not going out to eat. We weren't buying new clothes. We weren't buying, nothing. We bought nothing. Literally, when I decided to go, we had saved up money from when I was making six figures. We had saved that money up, and it was like insurance for like maybe 3-4 months. So like literally I could work no days and we could pay, like 3-4 months of our rent and, bills. Buy whatever. Yeah. Exactly. So my savings went into like, okay, this is like the oh crap money. Like if we need to use it, we need to use it. Well, we obviously blew through it, our first couple of months because I had little gigs here and there that would pay and stuff. And so my first year, I did everything right. I grinded. I put my head down. I worked like if we weren't going to eat. And mind you, coming from a kid that was absolutely lazy, I was terrible with money, terrible with time management, terrible with like everything because everything was given to me. We weren't very rich growing up, but we were middle class, and my mom literally did everything for me. My dad did everything for me. They supplied every need that I ever had or needed or wanted. They did. I was the baby, so I was very spoiled. I have an older brother who he's always been an entrepreneur. My second older brother was, he was a lot more financially stable. My sister, who was an entrepreneur as well. So all of them were like, they had everything. Family. They had everything, and I literally had, but they created it. Yeah. I was given. So I had to break that really awful like spirit of just like everything being given to me and being spoiled. So I had to go from that to creating a paycheck. So when that happened, that transformation happened, dude, it was like a light switch. Yeah. And I grinded. Basically what you were doing, I was doing. Yeah. I was hitting up people. I was doing stuff for free.
Not hitting on people.
Not
hitting on people.
Yeah, not hitting on people.
Hitting up,
Yeah, we were hitting. I was literally hitting up everybody and their mom. I was doing every job that came my way. I was making connections. I did everything the right way. So my second year was much better. And then my third year, this last year was amazing. We finally had money to spend on like random stuff, and buy things that
Tim finally paid me. I got my $30.
He got his $30 paycheck.
$30.
Congratulations. No, but I literally, and I'm getting to that point where, we did like 120 some odd records this year, which for people that are watching, if you know nothing about music, that's a lot. But
120 anything is a lot.
Yeah, and I'm getting to the point to where I'm like trying to now figure out my entrepreneur brain is like, okay, how can I do 200 records?
Yeah,
because at 120. Close to 130 records, that was already like really hard, and I was working a lot. So how do I do either less records and make more, or how do I just flat out make more records? Yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And I'm just seeing the analytics and seeing the business grow, seeing mistakes that I did make. As far as the business part, not the entrepreneurship wise, but like not talking about that realm, but talking about the business part, like, well, what can I have done on admin better? What could I have done this better? That kind of stuff you don't know until you really dive in 10 toes.
Yeah.
So it could be, I would have done the exact same thing, even if it wasn't music. It could have been something else. I could have been an artist, or I could have been having like a t-shirt brand, or a coffee shop, or a restaurant, or whatever. And it's the same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Grind.
I get this all the time. I get this question all the time as far as marketing. People are like, "Oh, do I need somebody for marketing, or should I get a marketing manager, or should I go?" I'm like, no. I heard this piece of advice and I've lived by it. Companies like AT&T, corporate companies, they hire marketing guys because they're not interesting. So they have to hire somebody to make them look interesting.
Yeah.
When you are interesting, you don't need a marketing guy. You don't need somebody, well, I need somebody to run my marketing. Well, then you're not interesting enough.
Yeah.
Your brand isn't interesting enough. Your content is not interesting enough. So you need somebody. That's like us for the podcast. If we were to hire somebody to do the marketing, I don't need somebody to do the marketing. We're interesting enough. I don't need somebody.
Have you
to come
seen
in.
our comment section?
I know, right? But we don't need that. We don't need that as you know, for this company that I've created and that we're creating together. You know, it's like branding. It's we're doing our own branding. We're doing our own marketing. I don't need somebody else to come in and tell me what to do, because I'm interesting enough to be able to sell the brand to people. And that's it, you know. But that's been the number one thing where a lot of artists, other entrepreneurs will ask, like, well, should I do this? Do I need this? Or what? I'm like, no, do it yourself. You are interesting enough. All you need to do is figure out what your passion is and how can you make money off of that passion.
Yeah. I think that's crucial. You have to figure out what your passion is.
Absolutely.
And it goes back for me, man, because I know, you know, I didn't wake up like Tim did and just boom, had a light bulb moment, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I think working at Amazon for me this past year, when I did, is encountering people that were like in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and them just still coming to work like,
yes,
I don't know what to do.
Yep.
I'm 50 years old, 45, and I don't know what, you know, and that sucks, man. Like, I mean, and I'm not to say that we have everything together. So if any of y'all is getting that, like, oh, well, they're making it seem like they're no, we're just giving you what we've gone through in our experience.
Yep.
But I think that for me kind of was an eye opener too. Like, man, I don't want to be like that.
Yeah.
You know, I don't. And that's why for me, I always, and I mentioned in the other podcast, is like, that's why I think for me and my experience is like, whoever you surround yourself with, again, I've always mentioned, like, I have my circle of friends, but at the end of the day, whatever decisions they make, I'm at the point to where I know it doesn't affect me.
Yeah.
But some people don't have that experience yet. Some people don't know, like,
exactly.
If you struggle with money, which again, I know we've been talking about money a lot, but you hang around people who don't have that in order and you always constantly spend, you have to kind of look back and think, okay, I need to be that person to stop spending all this money on eating out or materialistic things.
Dude, you will spend. I know people that will spend $1,200 a month off of just eating out.
They don't even realize it too.
Exactly.
And you don't realize
it. And have you ever seen those memes like on Instagram, or those like graphs where it's like you'll spend this much for an iPhone, but you don't want to spend this much to get, you know, something of your passion or your business.
Yeah.
Or even if it's like, I can't stop playing games, or I'm so lazy. Look at your circle. Is that what you're surrounded by? Again, I'm not going to bash my friends. If that's what my friends want to do, hey, that's your decision.
Yeah.
But I know for me, I don't want to be like that. No. You know, I want to be, and so I know, like,
I see a lot of that though. I see a lot of people though that are very complacent where they're at, or they complain.
Yeah.
I get a lot of the complainers, and they don't know that they're complaining. They're like, you know, oh, I don't understand my job. I don't understand this, that. Oh, it's so, like, I'm like, dude, you're doing nothing.
Yeah. Now, I understand this because I have some friends that are married, and they have established jobs, and I've had conversations with them as far as the husband and whatnot. But, like, yes, you can change your job, but I know it's hard. I'm not a married man. I've had conversations with married people, but you can make that change and turn around. Now, do you have to talk to your wife? Of course.
Yeah,
you have to talk to your family?
Yep.
Of course. Wherever you're living in your household?
Yep.
Do you have to talk to them? Of course.
Yep.
But it's not impossible. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's crucial because I know where in some cases, like, and I probably might go off a little bit. It might be a little bit too far, but I mean, sometimes, like, it can be in your relationship. It can be your spouse that holds you back.
Oh,
it can be your girlfriend. It can be your boyfriend. It can be your husband, your wife, which is why I think getting into a relationship, and even nowadays, like in a marriage, things like this need to be established.
Dude, you know, I think I said this on the podcast, but I'll say it again.
No, I think I said it though.
Yeah, right. No, but Karla never questioned, not once, what I was doing.
Yeah, you said that.
Yeah, she never ever said, "Go get a real job. What are you doing?" You know, she was very supportive. So that's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it does really come down to that because you know that's the thing. You marry somebody who's really materialistic. You're gonna have to work a 9 to 5 for the rest of your life and be unhappy in that area.
Yeah.
You know. Okay, so let's stop there for now. All right. We wanted to keep this one a little short, and why don't we do a part 2? So this is going to be episode 23, part 1.
Yeah.
And part 2 is going to come out next week. So you guys stay tuned. We're going to have part 2 of...
Sorry, we had to cut it short on you.
Right.
All right, God.
So episode 23, part 2 will come out next week, so stay tuned.
Yeah, there you go.
There we go.
Like it.
I like that. So thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one.